Hi guys, I hope you're all well and welcome to episode 145 of the James Layton Fitness Podcast. So within this specific episode, I've called it the Fat Loss Formula. Essentially I've broken up fat loss into a 6-part formula. I can guarantee that if you follow this 6-part process, you will absolutely achieve your fat loss goals. Some of the things I'm going to discuss within this particular podcast you probably haven't heard of. Some of them you probably have done. However, most people just are not implementing what I'm going to discuss within this podcast consistently, and hence why most people are not achieving their fat loss goals. If you do follow this process, as I just mentioned, you will absolutely achieve your fat loss goals. I can guarantee that. Here's the 6-step process. Firstly, we need to actually set realistic expectations. I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes most people make before they actually enter a fat loss phase, is they have unrealistic expectations. They're trying to lose 10 pounds in 2 days, or they're trying to lose 2 stone in a week. This just is not attainable. It's not realistic, and first of all you need to actually have some realistic expectations. So I've spoken about this a lot, and this is what you should be striving for. You should be striving for a 0.5 to 1% weight loss figure per week. Now, why do we have a percentage weight loss target? One of the reasons why is this actually makes it specific to how much weight you have to lose. Obviously, if you have 5 stone to lose, having a percentage weight loss figure allows you to lose more weight per week than someone who has 10 pounds to lose, and therefore that percentage target is specific to individuals who have got more weight to lose or people that have got less weight to lose, as opposed to focusing on a generic £1 per week target, because £1 per week target may be good for some individuals, but someone with significantly more weight to lose, that could be far too slow. So focus on a 0.5 to 1% weight loss figure per week. Another reason why this is critical is, remember, we have 2 goals within the fat loss phase. We obviously have the goal of losing body fat, but the second goal is to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. Therefore, by losing weight at this particular rate, 0.5 to 1% per week, allows us to maintain as much muscle mass as possible within the fat loss phase. This is imperative for males and females. Obviously, for males, we want to have a lean and muscular physique, but for females, this is even more important, because you want to have well-developed glutes, defined legs, shoulders and arms, and that comes from having a rate of weight loss that is not too aggressive. If you're too aggressive, you're just going to end up like a stick-thin beanpole. You actually need to focus on a rate of weight loss that's going to allow you to maintain muscle mass, and that's going to give you the figure you desire. Now, the second thing I want you to focus on is actually having weight training as the foundation of your routine. This is so important. If you're not having weight training as the foundation of your routine, you're not going to maintain muscle mass, which again is so important for males and females. If you want to achieve the look you're after, and as opposed to just being stick thin, you need to have weight training as the foundation of your routine. Now, the next key principle is the energy deficit. We must be burning more calories than we're consuming to lose body fat. So how do you do this? You do this by actually having some well set up nutrition targets, and you can do this by going to my website, James Layton, Layton fitness.co.uk. You'll see a tab at the top of the page called free ebook, and you can download that immediately, and that will teach you how to set protein, carbohydrate, fat and calorie targets suitable for you, suitable for your fat loss goals. And I'll also teach you how to make changes to these targets when you reach a fat loss plateau, so you continue creating the energy deficit needed for fat loss. That's the next step. So we've got weight training as the foundation of our routine to maintain muscle mass. We're then creating the energy deficit from these well set up nutrition targets, and then having some cardio in place to help create the energy deficit needed for fat loss. Now, it's very difficult to give some black and white recommendations for cardio, because some people can lose fat initially on just weight training and well set up nutrition targets. However, others will need much more cardio at the beginning of the fat loss phase. But a good place to start is approximately 3 cardio sessions per week. This could just be 3 HIIT sessions at the end of some of your weight training sessions. So it could be 10 minutes on the treadmill, rower or bike, just doing 30 seconds as hard as possible, 30 seconds at a slow speed, and then repeat until the 10 minutes are up. The goal of these cardio sessions is you're just merely trying to burn calories. Weight training is in place to preserve muscle mass, cardio is there just to burn calories, and the nutrition targets are there as well to create that energy deficit needed for fat loss. The next key principle is just to understand that fat loss plateaus are normal. This is so important to remember. This is why people pull their hair out. They start seeing some progress, their results plateau, and then they just go off the rails. They just give up. You need to realize that these plateaus are perfectly normal. That's just your cue to make a change, to either drop calories by approximately 10 to 15%, or add in an additional cardio session within your week, or to increase the duration of your cardio sessions. You need to do one of two things: drop calories or increase energy expenditure from more cardio to bust through that plateau. Appreciate there'll be multiple plateaus within any given fat loss phase, and that's just your cue to make a change. So keep that in mind. Don't pull your hair out. Just realize this is normal, and that's your cue to make a change, to bust through the plateau, to continue creating the energy deficit needed for fat loss. Next key principle. So we've done 4 key principles: realistic expectations, weight training as a foundation of your routine, energy deficit, and fat loss plateaus. The 4th key principle is to actually measure your progress. You want to be using as many measuring tools as possible: weight, body fat percentage, measurements for males around your stomach, chest, shoulders, arms, and legs; for females, hips, legs, stomach, shoulders, and arms. Do this as well as the weight, body fat percentage if you have this available to you, and take photos as well. This just allows you to be more objective, so you can see those fat loss plateaus more clearly when they do arise, and it also allows you to stay motivated. And what I mean by that is, sometimes the measurements of body fat percentage may not change that much, but the weight may drop significantly, or the weight and body fat percentage may change and the measurements stay the same. So by having multiple measuring tools, it just allows you to see progress, as opposed to just having one measuring tool and you may not see the same progress each and every week. It just allows you to be more objective. Final step is just to rinse and repeat this process. The real key principle within these 6 things I've spoken about is to realize that the plateaus are normal. That's really where people mess up. They basically just pull their hair out, they give up completely, they binge, they go off the rails. You need to just stay focused. As soon as that plateau has been met, that's just your cue to make a change, to continue creating the energy deficit needed for fat loss. The other thing I want you to think about, I've spoken about a lot more recently within my videos, is to look at your weekly fat loss through a flowchart. I want you to ask this question each and every week: did you achieve that 0.5 to 1% weight loss target? And then you're going to have 2 lines, one that says yes, one that says no. If it's yes, that means you're still creating the energy deficit needed for fat loss. The next week, just do exactly the same. You don't need to change your nutrition or training, you're still creating the energy deficit. If it's no, the second line, that's your cue to either drop calories by 10-15% from carbohydrates or fats, or both. It doesn't matter. Keep protein constant, and then or increase energy expenditure from more cardio. Again, do the same for the next week. If you're seeing progress, no changes are required. If you reach another plateau, that's your cue to make another change. You're constantly putting your week's progress through that flowchart. That asks that question: did you achieve that 0.5 to 1% weight loss figure? If yes, keep doing the same thing. If no, you need to make a change. Ask that question every single week, and that'll make a significant difference to your fat loss progress. Thank you very much for listening. If you're still yet to subscribe to the podcast, please do, so therefore you don't miss any episodes, as these come out every single week. And if you're still yet to download the free ebook, How to Set Up a Nutrition Plan, if you go to James Layton, Layton fitness.co.uk, you'll see a tab at the top of the page called free ebook, and you can download that immediately. Thank you very much. I look forward to speaking to you next week. Take care.